All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for the first episode for the 2025 season for the Nona Sports Cast. And I have to tell you, I am so excited about this one. I've been waiting for this moment since we made the announcement a couple weeks ago. I've been waiting for this, and I'm excited to hear all about them. And like a proud dad, I'm here to talk to this young, brand new Nona FC head coach, somebody that's been with us since the recreational days, since the summer camp days, and we're going to talk all about that. So, welcome, Bruno, for this conversation, and
Thank you.
congratulations on your new gig. Thank you, Edgar, for being here. And I think this is the first episode for the season. So, you ready to get very popular in the next couple weeks, Bruno?
No, not really. Yeah, thanks for hosting me, and yeah, let's get started.
All right. So, Bruno, how does since we made the announcement, I saw a bunch of posts on social media and a bunch of stuff. How does it feel? Did you get overwhelmed? There's a lot of people. I know that there was a lot of congratulating messages, but you start getting the messages from players yet?
I did, and mostly from players that I coached 2 years ago or last year. Congratulating me, at the same time wanting to be part of it. But I haven't been feeling anything but responsibility. Let's put it this way: to create a group, to get a group ready for May, and to finish the season the best way possible with my current teams. Because at the end of the day, I want to get to May in a good standing with the whole academy, especially because now we want to get the academy more involved in USL too. So if I don't do my job until May, May is not going to start the right way.
So you're busy between now and we
I'm
were
busy.
talking
I'm
about
busy.
being busy. You have two teams. You have two teams, and you have all the preparation for that. So we're gonna talk about USL too in a little bit. But I think that most I wanted to get to know, like not me, but for the people that's gonna be watching this, I want people to get to know Bruno. How did you end up here? What was your background all the way back from Brazil? To this day. Give us like a 5 minute resume.
All right. So to start, I know it was posted that I'm from Balneário, where I lived most of my life, but I'm currently from Porto Alegre, which is in Rio Grande do Sul, and I moved to Balneário when I was 2 years old, and then from now on, just going to school and playing in academies. I play most of my time in Brusque FC, which is currently, I think, they're second division in Brazil, if not third. And I was all the way to U20s. My first year, the U20s, by the end of the year, I got hurt. I believe it was October, and then I was like, yeah, I was already graduated from high school, so I was like, I don't want to play anymore. My mom was kind of pressing me to go to university. My dad, on the other hand, still wanted me to try to the pro side and get to that level. But I was hurt. I believe I had a hamstring. It wasn't a full tear, but a hamstring poor tear, and it was like 3 4 months to stay out, and then pretty much the season was done because the season would finish in December. So at that point on, I left the club, and I was just at home waiting what to do, trying to see what was gonna come up. And then my mom, I think my parents saw that I I I was kind of lost. I wasn't doing anything. I was just hanging out with my friends, partying, and staying at home. So they were like, "Why don't you go to Canada? Why don't you go to Canada to visit, to learn English, and see maybe you see something different that you haven't seen here?" I said, "Okay." I went with my friend. We stayed there for 4 months. Forgot totally about soccer. Just again, just hanging out, learning English, going to classes. And in this meantime, while my dad was in Brazil, my dad met um, two brothers. There was actually two sons of a close friend that he had, and the brothers just at that point on they just graduated from college. And they said, "Hey, why Bruno don't go to the U.S. and play? He can still play. He can go to school like my mom wanted, and we can hook him up. We can do that. We can find a school for him because they know me. They knew me before, and they knew that I could play at that level. So I came back from Canada. They were there. We went to a barbecue, and at that barbecue, they actually took a friend, a crazy friend that I'll never forget. His name is Alex. He lives in Kansas. And I will send that a video for him later, where he was like at that time he was 28, 30. He was just graduated high school with the boys as well, with the twins. And he was like, "Hey Bruno, why don't you come with me to Kansas?" And he didn't know me. He didn't know my family. He didn't know anything. "Why don't you come with me to Kansas? Stay in my house for 2 weeks, and I got you with some. I know most of the coaches in that area, and I will help you. I'll get you tryouts." I said, "Why not?" So as soon as I came back from Canada, I think I stayed a month in, not even a month in my city. I went with him to Kansas. So I stayed with him. I did a bunch of tryouts. I think it was 4 or 5 tryouts in some schools in there. But I didn't pass in none of them. I didn't get a scholarship good enough. Because again, I haven't been playing for 6 months at that point. So I tried to, and at the same time when I came into tryouts, I was like, I think I can play because I played in Brazil. I played in a close to a professional level. U.S. is not gonna be, it's not gonna be anything for me. That's that's what I thought, but it wasn't that way. The level was
Until you
high.
had to run.
Until I had to run. Until I had to run.
Typical.
And the level, yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. I said, hey, my technical ability, we were Brazilian, they would like me. There's no way. But then I got there, and the game was very physical, different from what it was in Brazil. So yeah, it didn't happen. But I think it was a few days before I left Kansas. We went to another barbecue, another get together, and Alex had another friend. His name is Farouk, which again I never seen him before. And at that barbecue, the guy, someone he liked me, and he said, "Hey Bruno, I have a close friend of mine, a coach that is his first year in a soccer program in Oklahoma, in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma. He just started. He needs players. He has a budget. He can give you the scholarship, and you can come." So I did. I never went there for a tryout. The coach never saw me. I just sent him the video, and Farouk, out of grace, I don't know.
It was meant to be.
He was meant to be. He was meant to be. He helped me. So I came to. I ended up coming to Oklahoma, where I did 2 years at Eastern Oklahoma State College, and then after that I went to Bethel University. That's when I met Fabio through Lehi, and now I'm here in Orlando.
Wow. So the good thing is to go to barbecues with Bruno. You change your life.
Yeah.
You go from 2 barbecues to Canada and then another barbecue to Oklahoma.
The power of networking.
Yes. So then I'll tell so then I remember when Lehi brought you to. Lehi was telling me when he was coming home from college, is like, hey, I have this friend of mine that he needs a job over the summer. And I said, Lehi, what does he do? I was like, I don't know. He works summer camp or something. And I say, sure, okay, you can bring this friend. He's like, he's a nice guy. He smiles a lot. He has a big head or something. That's what Lehi said. And I said, that's fine. Bring him. And then he stayed at my house for the summer, and you work summer camp. So I know that I didn't think that Nona was going to be where it is today. Back when we did the summer campaign, how tough it was for us to run those 8 weeks in the sun and doing the things. So then you came to Nona. You went back for Nona summer camp. You went back to Bethel, and then you came for another summer camp, and you decided to stay here, coaching recreational and stuff. And so since you came to Nona, how was for you this whole transition all the way to this point?
It
seems like it was yesterday, right?
Yes, that's what I'm about to say. It's been 6 years. It's 6 years.
Probably.
I think 6 years counting the summer camp. But it has been 5 years that I've been full-time continuously at Nona, and it's been quick. It felt like it was yesterday that I was at Rec. It was yesterday that I was coaching the 2013 Black, 11 Black, and it was quick. It was quick. Yeah.
And then one day I remember, and this is cool, and we have been talking a lot about this with the young managers, young people coming through the process. I remember when I had a conversation with you, and I said, "All right, Bruno, what do you want to do with your life?" And I say, "You can be a great coach, but like we need to have you grow, because I didn't want to be." I'm the type of leader that I don't want to see somebody just stuck, And then, and sometimes when you get out of college, you have that period where you don't know what you're gonna do, and you think like it's a summer job forever, right? And then I came to you one day. I remember that conversation. I was like, Bruno, what do you want to do? You're not 20 anymore. You're not in college anymore. Uh, Focus in one area of Nona or another area, anywhere. It doesn't have to be a Nona, but I hated to see so much talent being parked into coaching youth sports. Uh, I crossed the line because I like you guys, and that day that I went into a personal conversation. Now you can tell me. Now you're the big boss on campus. How did you feel about that conversation?
Um, I, it was needed. I think when you don't realize, because you're getting to, especially people and players coming out of college, which you have a routine and you feel like everything's great, because everything's great. You're playing, you're famous on campus, you're getting your grades good. You
No,
feel like,
not as much
yeah,
responsibility
there's no
as you're doing.
responsibility. I think it will be fine. But at some point, time passes and you have to start making decisions that most of the time are unpleasant, and that's kind of what I needed. The same thing you told me, my parents would tell me too. So it's it's a process. It's not easy. The repetition of, it's good to have people around you that wants to get you better, and the repetition, of saying and trying to get me better at some point will work,
And then
and it did work.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's working. Let's see if it
I
works
think,
in the summer, right?
yeah.
So we the cool part about this whole thing on my end, sometimes it's if I have a frustrating week, or if you have a lot of challenges and stuff, I have to always take a step back and see what Nona means to the people that we come across, right? So sometimes we're focusing in one division on the black team in one age group, and there's a problem on that team, there's a problem on this and the other, but then you have like the little guys super happy. You have like the kids that make there was a kid that went to the hospital the other day, and he said, Mom, I want to wear my jersey to go to the hospital. And so those things, it's what makes us go through. And then having young leaders like yourself, finding yourself and kind of go, but I've seen such an improvement, Bruno, and from the day that you decided and you told me, Fabio, I want to be a coach. I want to develop. I want to expand my career into on the field. And then Guy asked you to be the assistant of the USL too. So
3 years ago.
yeah, on the first year of Nona FC, you were the assistant, and you had the age to play. You still have the age to play, but how did you feel in the locker room? How was it for? Tell us your experience and how we were looking at the whole thing, because we had a pretty young coaching staff, and you had guys on the team that were older than you.
Yeah, yeah, I
What
did.
did you learn from the first Nona FC season?
That's a good question. I think the first season, and it was a season that we won with Guy. I felt like that everything worked out. It was everything new for everybody and exciting for everybody, from the players to the coaches. That everybody was just giving it all. That's what I think. And the level of the players were very, very high. Um, and everything worked, and that's how it felt. It was a lot of fun. Let's put it this way. If there's a word to describe, it was fun. Yeah.
And what about inside you? Like you're like, what am I doing here? Or this is where I want to be. what was your perspective on that? Because towards the end, we have probably the best thing that could happen to you, and we'll talk about that later. But how? What were you thinking, Bruno to Bruno?
At the beginning, as being on the field and having players older than me, it was like intimidating, intimidating. Um, but then as you see that the players, as much as you, they care about winning, they care about getting better. Doesn't matter how old are you. At the end of the day, if you're the coach and you show them that you care and show them that you want and have ways to make them better, that's what they're looking for. And once that relationship was created, everything worked out. So the intimidation wasn't happening at the end anymore.
And then we go to playoffs, and Guy gets a red card within.
Oh, that was the second year.
Was it?
That was the second. The first year we.
No, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
that's the
right.
second year. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you finish the season, you start coaching, and then you focus on the academy. And in the second year, we go to playoffs, and Guy has a red card. And then you have to, so you had to coach 60% of the most important game in Nona history. How was it? And Edgar didn't know about this.
It was. It was
Let
exciting.
me tell you my perspective
Okay.
first, because we gave you a AirPod, and I took Guy to the box with me, and Guy had an AirPod, and Guy was yelling at you, yelling at
Yeah,
you.
that was the thing.
Bruno, do that, and then you just took the AirPod out. I was like, I'm just gonna do my own thing. How was that day for you? Even though we lost the game, it was
No,
tough.
we started. I think he got a record right before the extra time. It was like in minute 80. So we had 10 more minutes plus the extra time and then the PKs that we lost. So I was communicating with him, and Guy was stressed with the record and how much he wanted to win. And we were trying to find ways to make the team better, but there was some stuff that he didn't know because he wasn't on the field, and I know he was running between rooms because so it was like I was trying to follow what he wanted me to do it, and at the point that I took the earpods out, I think we were getting close to PKs. When we got in the huddle for PKs, Guy was asking for some players to take the PK, but some of the players didn't want to take it, and the other players that Guy didn't list it, they wanted to take it, and then we have different opinions. It was heated. We were confident that we could have won, and so yeah, I took the AirPods out, and we decided in the fly, and it didn't work. That part didn't work. So maybe I had to listen. I needed to listen to again that one.
No, but like the PKs though, there's only two options. You choose a player to take. If he scores, you make the right decision. If he doesn't score, you make the wrong decision. And our goalkeeper missed the last PK, so it was.
You went to 10, no?
Yeah,
10 PKs.
it was like
went all the way to the last.
10 PKs, and the goalkeeper missed it at the last thing. But I think this is a fun fact for you that nobody was expecting that. We had this whole production going. We're playing in a 30,000 people stadium. It wasn't full, but it was huge. And so I thought that was a fun fact and things like that. So when you start taking the older team, Bruno, you coach pretty much at every level in Nona, and then now you have two of the best teams that we've ever had. The 08s and 09 Blacks. What was that transition for you? Because now the kids are growing, and I can tell you from Moa's perspective, he's like, man, you're like his older brother, and he respects you like your coach. And he's like, man, it's so cool to see Bruno. Now he's the coach at Nona FC, and because he was just here at summer camp yesterday, taking care of us as we were little, How was it for you in that sense of seeing the whole transition and from rec to pro?
So when it comes to coaching the older players, which I had the U20 for 2 years, I think that's how I said it. I wanted to show them from minute one that I could be. I wanted to help them more like an older brother wanted to help his younger brother. So that's what I showed him, and I proved to them by by practice every time in games that I could help, that I knew more than them, that I wanted to get better, and if they follow what I'm asking them to do, things will work out, and that did greatly for my U20, where we won UPSL the first year, and I had some amazing players that bought on to the idea, to the program, leaders from the team that helped me, even myself personally as a coach, um, to grow and to show to the players that I was it at that point. And then having the 09s and the 08s. The 08s, I got it this year, and I felt like I was ready because I had the U19, so it's great kids, a team that has been winning for a little while now, and it's been pretty much the same. Kids that want to learn, kids that want to win. At the point that I showed them that I care, it worked. And the 09s, we've been with them for 2 years now, and I think this year will be special. The team is ready. They grew. They lost a lot throughout the past years, and now they're ready. They're ready for the next step.
That's good. And now Nona FC, right? It's like you mentioned something in the beginning of the conversation that you feel like the responsibility and you want to finish it. But what do you think is going to be the most challenging aspect of the new gig?
Um, the most challenging, I believe, it's now recruiting players and getting the good group to come, the great group to come. I think once I have great players that are better than the competition, the work in the field will be easy. And then of course we're gonna have our bumps and challenges throughout the season that I'm gonna have to step up. But as of now, my head is only on recruiting and make sure I have the right, not just the player, but the right fit and the right personality to meet to be in the team.
Can you share with us some of the people that you're closing with, or is still?
No, not yet,
Look,
not yet,
you have the media here, we
not
have the
yet.
reporters here, excited to
No, not
talk to
yet.
those people.
I
And
don't want the competition to know.
so you can share with us. Have you closed anybody yet? Have you had
Yeah, I
good
feel kind of.
conversation?
Yeah, I feel that it's pretty much closed. We haven't announced yet, but it's pretty much closed. And
All right, I'm
yeah,
excited to know. Any returning players? Anybody?
yeah.
That's,
I
oh,
have been
look at that.
talking.
We have returning
I have been
players.
talking to about 5 or 6. I know we had 3 players that went to pro from last year, which is great to hear. But they're not gonna be here to help us.
We wanted to have him back,
I
huh?
wanted to have them back, but
I'm gonna call the teams, Charles's and
Ivan,
Ivan's team, and tell them, hey,
give
can
me
I borrow them for 3 months?
3 months. 3 months. That's all.
On loan, and then you take them back in August, and they'll be shaped up for you guys.
But yeah, I believe we might have 5 or 6 returning players from last year, maybe more, at least that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big transition, Bruno. The the style and the profile of the players that we had in the first and second year to what we had last year. And it was, even though we had a blast in the first couple of years with Dave last year, and now with you, we kind of we're pushing Nona FC towards the academy, towards the college idea, because we want that connection. Not only the relationships with the players that are currently playing in college, but we want to bring those kids in to have some type of relationship with our players coming up. And my vision as Nona, it's coming to fruition where we're gonna have academy players playing for Nona FC for the first time this year. So it's very hard when it comes to that change, because we had a bunch of college players, and I'm like, oh my God, that's the profile. I want my kids hanging out with Charles, with Ivan, with some of those guys that were here last year. And not that I don't want them hanging out with the guys that was here before, but it was a because now it opens their mind that it's okay to play for Duke, right? It's okay to play for Furman. It's okay to play for Notre Dame. And so because before, uh, nowadays the kids, they're thinking too much into, I want to play Real Madrid tomorrow. Oh, what are the odds, right? So college is more a tangible idea to play, and I think now you're gonna have the biggest challenge, the biggest job, is to connect, because before it was easy. You don't have to connect to bring players from outside. But from this point on, it's going to be a connection between Nona Soccer Academy and Nona Football Club. Uh, how do you feel about that? It's something that you're looking forward to, or it's one of those things that like, oh crap, I'm going to have to put some young guys on the field.
No, no, no. I think it's a challenge that I am expecting, and I'm excited for it because I want them to. I want Moa. I want some of the players that have been working with me, the 09s. Some of them been with me for 2 years. Some of the 08s I know for a long time now. So I want them to have that experience. They've been with us for so long that it's just fair for them to be part of it. Not just saying games, but practice. And when it comes to connecting to the players, I think for the profile of the players that we're bringing, college players, I think they will not be a problem because they, like it or not, they look like great players and they are great players, but they're young. They're still 20, 21. They've been where Moa is, where Mason is, where Catania is just a couple of years ago. So they will understand, and that will be the culture, and that will be the message that I'm going to spread to them from day one. That take care of them, and because they'll be the future. They'll be in Furman and Duke, hopefully one day.
And just so everybody understands, one of the challenges that I gave Bruno this year is like there's a lot of clubs in Europe. There's a lot of clubs nowadays that part of the culture of the club is to have in the first team roster at least 4 kids from the academy or younger players from the academy. So this is one of the challenges that I gave Bruno. Is like you have the green light to do whatever you want, but you have to bring 4 players up, whether it's currently playing with us or somebody that's played for us, it's now in college, or it's played for us and it's now at a different level. But we need to have that connectivity to the community. So that's when we're talking about having the young players in there. It will be fun this year because our best teams are getting to that age. So from this point on, it's official to say we're going to have 4 players from Nona Soccer Academy playing Nona FC or USL2. So my idea with this is that if you get somebody that is a junior or a senior in high school, and those players they get 100 minutes into USL2, by the time they are per season, by the time they are going to college, they have 200 minutes into that level with D1 players, older players. They're going to be much more ready to go to college or to even sign a deal with MLS.
And it's
Academy.
something to add in the resume too. When
Absolutely.
they send to college, they will show that if they play at that level, that they could hang, they could do it, they could play. It would be huge.
So, can you share us? Can we share with us something about coaching staff? Who's coming back? Uh, social media. Don't look at me because I haven't made some decisions, but you have the pick of the pack. You can do whatever you want. Just anybody
So
that.
coaching staff, we're also working on it. We should finalize it by this week.
Don't look at me like that.
Should finalize it by this week, but I can confirm that Coach Chris will be our goalkeeper coach. That's one, and then Danny will be our operations manager, as he was.
No, you're getting the easy question.
That's what I can tell you, and
I'm gonna be there. Yeah.
Fabio is still gonna be the owner in the. But yeah, I don't want to say any players, but if we can say returning players from the Nona FC Academy, we were talking to Pedro Nunes. He played USL2, I believe it was 2 years ago, and he played with me in the U20 team, the UPSL that won. And it's a player that actually he would just won the NIA Nationals with Dalton university, so he'll be returning. We haven't showed anything yet because he's still figuring out some stuff on his end, but he'll definitely be returning, and I want him on the team.
Very nice. And what is the message, Bruno, that you want to send us? What should we expect from you? What do you need from the community?
Well, the message from the community, I would say, hey, come support, come watch the games, and we'll do everything we can to get the players involved with the academy players. We know how much they look up to it, and not just through the games. We're gonna try to get them to summer camp, try to get them through camps. Even I don't know what else we can do, but we're gonna figure out ways to connect more and more the players to the community, and it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun, and I want to get a team that wins a lot. Let's put it this way. That's the goal.
Yeah, no pressure. We made
No
it
pressure.
to playoffs every year
We
since
made it
we
to playoff
started.
last year. Yeah. That's true.
Since we started Nona, you made it to playoff every season, no problem. It's
True.
big shoes to
Good
fill.
pressure to have.
Big shoes to fill. So I was with your dad over the break,
Hmm.
and you know when your dad and I get together, all we talk about is crap about you.
Yeah. I know.
And how was, because I could tell that he was very proud of you. And how was that conversation when you came home and you called them? I don't know if they were here when we made the announcement.
They were here. They were here.
And then you came home and you say, "It's official, Dad. I'm gonna take on the first team." What, knowing your dad, I want to know, what did he say? How was the relationship with your parents?
So for the first hour, I had to explain to him what USL2 was because he didn't know. So
Okay, fair enough.
He wasn't understanding. So I kept explaining to them, to my mom too. And then after they were proud. He was like, he didn't even realize, let's put it this way, what it was, and he was just slowly giving me compliments, by the hour. Oh, so proud, and then I don't know where and then he started putting, because that's my relationship with him. He shows love, but at the same time he puts pressure on me and make fun of me.
Tough love.
Tough love. So yeah, it's since the day I told him, it was just every hour some type of comment, or making fun of me, or saying that I have to do this, or if I don't do this is gonna happen. And yeah.
I'm gonna make sure he comes to your games
No,
so
no,
we
no,
can
no,
watch
no,
the
no.
games together. And what about your mom? Because she's the protector.
Yeah, she's the protector. She just show love at the time. My mom, since the beginning, she's not really into soccer. I don't even think she's ever been to one game of mine.
Really?
When I play, never. Not that she doesn't like me playing. Maybe she doesn't like soccer at all, and which is fine. But she supports me, even sometimes more than my dad, because my dad is just on top of me, forces me to get better. But yeah, that's the relationship. with her.
One of the biggest things, Bruno, when you get the big job, right? I used to have a manager that tells me, she used to tell me all the time, it's like, you're not going to be able to lead until you can lead your peers, the people at your level, your friends. And I know now we do have a good relationship with everybody, and we have some of these guys growing up with you, and one thing that I was very proud to hear when I decided to put you in this role, I spoke to all of your peers, and every single one of them said, no, Bruno is ready. Bruno is ready, Bruno is ready, Bruno is ready. When we had a meeting with everybody, they said, and even if he's not, we'll carry him through. So that was pretty cool that you had a leadership amongst your peers, and they are willing to do whatever. So I know we pick on you a lot, and I know it's a big joke, but in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks that you've been doing this, how is it's been, that relationship with the guys that's been with you since you started here in Nona?
I see that it hasn't really changed much, because the same way, I think, if I can say, by my relationship with Danny or Frodo or Alejandro, since I have been the coach for the U20, which is considerably the top team in the academy throughout the year before USL2, they see me as a leader of the program, as I was to do pretty much everything with their help, and they helped me, and I got it then through what I needed. So it hasn't changed off the field or anything that is not related to USL2. We're still peers. We're still brotherhood, co-workers. When it comes to USL2, they just do their job as I do mine. And sometimes my job has to be, most of the times my job has to be to lead them, and then to ask for help when I need to, and if they're willing to help, that's the most important.
That's cool. And now, what's your agenda like into May? So you have Stay Cup or you have a
I
bunch
have a
of
bunch of
tournaments,
stuff, yeah.
and then
So we are working a few side programs, right, that we can mention now. Um, but I have the 08s, the 09s full schedule for the two leagues that we're playing. And then Stay Cup is a big thing for us. We definitely wanted to qualify for regionals, as we did last year on both groups. And then in this meantime, I'm still talking to players, recruiting, make sure USL2 will be ready to go by May. And I believe it's May 4th we go to nationals with the 08s and the 09s. And if as soon as we are back, USL2 kicks off. So that's how.
no days off for you into
No
May.
days off until May. No days off until May. Yeah, not all the way to August, right? All the way to August.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the semi-pro coaching life. I hear from everybody that's in that level and above, you guys don't sleep anymore. I doubt it. That's gonna be your case because you like to sleep sometimes.
I
And
like to sleep. Yeah, I
you're
used
not
to like more.
you're not. What's your style, Bruno? What's your coaching style? I know what your coaching style is, but we went from Guy to Dave, and now with Guy, like with Bruno. It's nothing like it, right? Like from the previous two. What is your?
I mean, I like.
What can we expect from Coach Bruno?
So if we use Guy as an example, I think Guy was very explosive on and off the field, but it was a great coach. He knew what he was doing. Um, when it comes to Dave had a relationship to the players that I think it could show similarities to what I do. You know, the locker room vibes were great. Even though sometimes he was hard at some points with the players, but and then right after he was fine. So it was like he didn't want it to create a chaos. He wanted to make sure everybody felt included, and then, but at the end of the day, that we had to be there to compete. We had to be there to win, and that's something that I kind of learned with Dave, and it's kind of hard to put in words, but he was one of the most competitors that we had. But if you didn't pay attention to that detail, he was just the sweetest guy. He was able to do that together. Um, so I think it's something that it's similar to what I am. I want everybody to feel great. I want everybody to feel included. I want everybody to feel like I want to help them. But at the same time, we have a job to do, and we have the goals to achieve. And if people are not aligned to it, it can be part of it. Yeah. And if that was the question.
Yes, it was actually very good. And so this is the Bruno we can expect. You're gonna promote everybody from the academy.
Not everybody.
You're gonna be friendly with everybody in the locker
No,
room.
not everybody.
you're
Yeah.
you're a nice competitor, and that's the Bruno that we know. But for everybody that wanted to know Bruno, and for uh, uh, I'm so happy, Bruno, honestly, to have you here, and you can count on me for all the support that you need, not financial support. Uh, I'm kidding, but for anything that you need from us, I'm really proud. The same way I was with Guy when we promoted him. I am the type of guy that will continue to give opportunities to young coaches, and I'm sure it's not going to be easy for you, but I know it's not going to be too hard for you either because you're a devoted individual and you're going to put in your best foot forward. So make sure that you take care of the community. Make sure when Edgar comes in with his microphone to interview, you talk to him, and don't be mean to the media.
Before the game, it'll be easier. Or if you win, you can come. It's fine.
But that's it, everybody. That's Bruno, Coach Bruno. He's the new USL2 Nona FC head coach. I want to congratulate you again, Bruno. This was a fun conversation, and you guys stay tuned for the next one. And I'm sure when we get closer to the season, I'm gonna have Bruno here again with some of the players, with some of the academy players. I can't wait to see their names so we can get them here and start asking the question how they feel and how we're doing this. So, one last message, Bruno, that you want to send it to the community. I know you told them very shyly for them to come and support.
Yeah, I'm blessed and grateful to be part of the program, to be a leader on the program, to be the coach, and I'm excited. I'm excited, and I think everybody should be, because it'll be another. My goal is to be the biggest season of Nona FC, but it will definitely be one to remember.
All right, everybody, you heard from the coach. Edgar, is going to be the biggest season of Nona FC.
You heard
Excited. You heard it from the coach himself, Edgar. Edgar, thank you so much for being here. This was a great conversation. Thank you, Bruno. And stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching, and Nona Media for providing the space here for us. This is going to be a great season. There's some cool names coming into the Nona Sports Cast. I'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned. Thank you.